Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good everything out there, wherever you are in the world today. I'm sitting up here in the sky, you can say. I'm on the 16th floor on a very tall building, and I'm not going near to the fence there because I have a little bit with heights and so on. Perhaps it's something to do with not to fall again, we have done the fall once, we shouldn't do it twice. The new UN city is down here. Actually, I'm looking down on this nasty building, you can say, which I've been talking about before. And wow, actually it's very irradiated up here. There are extreme mobile masts and Wi-Fi wireless systems up here, just here, and I can actually feel my legs are shaking. So it's very, very uncomfortable being here, I must say. But it's a nice view, or it's a view, you can say, because Copenhagen is being changed very, very much, because Copenhagen is the center of the world, as the coordinator for this building has expressed. He talked about one UN and one voice and one world government, he didn't say, but actually that's what you can understand from the words. This building down here is not just an office building, it's an extreme building, and it has cost almost $200 million to build, and this has been paid by the Danish taxpayers. I wonder why there are no money for anything else in this society anymore. They have had some challenges because one of the entrepreneurs who was building it was bankrupt during this process, and so I believe it's the community that's taking over now to finish some of the other buildings and so on. What I want to say with this is, when New York goes bye-bye, yes, I'm talking about when New York goes bye-bye. What I mean is that when an atom bomb or something blows up New York, well, then the UN headquarters in New York will be gone. But here we have it. We have the new headquarters for UN in the center of the world, which is Copenhagen, obviously. This is why Copenhagen and Denmark plays a cardinal role in the bigger game on the planet, you can say. Something very, very dark and nasty is going on in this country, and has been going on for a very long time. This is why Shakespeare or Francis Bacon expressed that there's something rotten in the state of Denmark. It is very rotten, and we see it in plain sight now. It's so extreme what goes on in Copenhagen and in Denmark, how the population is being, you can say, degraded, dissolved, disconnected, disrupted, destroyed. It's so devastating what goes on now in Copenhagen. And this building, it seems to fit so very well with the Vatican Square, with the obelisk in the middle, and you could actually take this building and just lower it over the obelisk. It might just be wild ideas or thoughts or whatever, but they want a World War III. They want the World War III to start, and they are, you can say, working on it very much. And now we have all the stuff with Putin and Russia and Ukraine and so on. Actually, it has been said by many of these, you can say, prophecies and so on, that something would start with Ukraine, and then some big cities in the United States would be blown up by the atom bombs and so on, nuclear weapons. And many things would be going on, actually, and I just suspect, and I have suspected this building since 2008 or 2009, that this was actually for the world government. Since I was in Rome in July 2009, and Pope Benedict, he expressed that the world needs a world government with real teeth. And when looking at this building, I find it a building with real teeth, you can say. And you just have this feeling, you have this something that, and it all fits together when looking in Copenhagen, when looking in Denmark, what is going on. Copenhagen is being changed into actually a metropole, you can say, metropole, and everything is being changed into English names, American names, and all the companies are changing. The buildings are coming up everywhere, which can also be watched in the harbor area here, and something is very, very strange, you can say. It fits very well with the end times symbolism, actually, also illustrated by this American guy. Actually, where I'm looking at right now, that's what is called Refshaløen, and that's actually the head of the leopard, which I referred to in this video by the American guy, and that's where the Eurovision Song Contest will be in May 2014 in Copenhagen, of course, the new center of the world. And they are reshaping and rebuilding it at the moment in the head of the leopard. And wow, it's truly amazing what is going on in this city. And this building, the UN building behind me, I just find it so nasty, so strange in a way. I also had this intuition that this building is intended for the world government, but that things might collapse before, so this building would actually be used for something positive instead. It has been said that the world government would be placed in Copenhagen, and it would only be here for a very short time, and then it will move on to Georgia, that's also in the Russian area somewhere. Georgia, is that the way you say it in English? I don't know, but it's a Georgian in Danish, and that would fit very well. So it just will stay here for a short time and then move on. Whether this will be the 7-year period or what is called tribulation, that we will have a world government here and then moving on to Russia somewhere, I don't know. I just know that something is bloody rotten in the state of Denmark, and also that, you know, we have this prime minister called Helle Thorning-Schmidt. She's the one with the selfie, you know, the selfie with Obama and Cameron and so on. Well, she will soon be leaving for the European Union, and she will probably be a minister or president or something for the European Union. She's leaving Denmark soon, that's for sure. Politics in Denmark is like a big kindergarten. It's simply amazing how stupid, how everything it can be, actually, and people there just say this is unbelievable. It's lies, 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 manipulation, betrayal, all the way. They say that Denmark is the least corrupt country in the world, but I guess it's the most corrupt country in the world, actually. But everything is so nice here. It looks so nice and it looks so cozy, and the Danes are so... What are the Danes? The Danes are the happiest people in the world. Yes! We are so happy here! We are so happy, and therefore we are on so much medication, because we need to lower our happiness a little bit so we don't scare the tourist away from Denmark, you can say. Well, I wish it was true, but it's not. This building, the first time I see it from on top, you can say, it's quite interesting actually being here. Well, I just wanted to say this: when New York goes bye-bye and the UN headquarters in New York goes bye-bye as well, we have the new headquarters for the United Nations in Copenhagen. And I have a feeling that actually the world government is already running Denmark and the Danish parliament, because it seems like they are very bad actors, and it seems like there's no morality left in Denmark anymore, especially not in politics and in the leader positions or so in the government and in society and so on. Conscience seems to be not important anymore. Ethics, well, are there any? It's kind of sad visiting Copenhagen and actually feeling the energy and observing what is going on, because if I have been here for a month or 2 months ago, many things have actually changed since that, and I can feel this energy, and I can see in the faces of people that they are suffering, that they are not feeling well, that they are not happy actually, and that's very sad, because it should be quite different. This was just a little glimpse of the UN city building and in Copenhagen, and I will just zoom in a little bit so you can watch it a bit more. So thank you for listening, and thank you for sharing this message, since Copenhagen is the center of the world, so it would be quite obvious to place a world government in Copenhagen, wouldn't it? So thank you very much for staying tuned, and thank you very much for taking care. Bye bye here from the sky. You can say it's different being up here when you are normally on the ground. So thank you very much.